You guys, Snoop Dogg is facing backlash over his reaction to a brief LGBT scene in a Disney movie, and the internet is in an uproar after this clip of him on a recent podcast is making the rounds, where he made comments about LGBTQ storylines in children's films, and fans are divided. While some are calling him out for being out of touch, others say people are overreacting, and it's sparking a huge online debate, so let's get into this. This all began when Snoop Dogg appeared on the It's Giving podcast, and he talked about taking his 7-year-old grandson to see Lightyear, a Pixar film. He admitted he was caught off guard by a 5-second scene showing a same-sex couple, a pair of moms, sharing a kiss. And for those of you who didn't know, Lightyear is the first Pixar movie to feature a same-gender kiss. This scene actually led to the film being banned in the UAE for violating the country's media content standards. But here's what Snoop Dogg had to say.
What you see. It's what you see. They putting it everywhere.
Yeah.
I took my grandson to see what was the movie with Buzz Light?
Toy Story?
Not that one, but
the new Buzz. The Lightyear. I think it's called Lightyear.
With Keke Palmer's in that movie. So we watching it, and she had a baby with a woman. Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh shit. I didn't come in for this shit. I just came to watch the goddamn movie. Hey, man, watch the movie. They just said she and she had a baby. They both women's. How did she have a baby? So it's like, it fucked me. I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of shit that I don't have an answer for. It threw me for a loop. I'm like, what part of the movie was this? These are kids that we have to show that at this age, like,
that part.
They're going to ask questions.
His fans quickly reacted online, along with many other people on social media, with some mocking Snoop Dogg for being uneasy about a brief representation of LGBT relationships in a kid's film, joking that he seemed scared of cartoon lesbians, but not his usual hits. Now, as we heard, according to Snoop Dogg, it seems like he just didn't know how to break down certain dynamics for his 7-year-old son, but some viewers interpreted his comments as insensitive and just the way he went about it, igniting backlash on social media, with many people claiming that he was against LGBT representation.
I honestly don't even know where to begin, but I'm gonna try. Can someone tell Snoop that having to explain how queer couples have kids is actually way less sexual and complicated than straight couples? You can go with adoption. In the case of the movie Lightyear, which he's referring to, you could just say a simple, sometimes science can help, because kids are a lot smarter and a lot more understanding than adults give them credit for. Can someone also tell Snoop that for all the times I've seen straight couples kiss and be intimate, from Disney movies and kids TV all the way to adult programming, it didn't magically make me straight? So if you're worried about kids catching anything, I think you're good. And just moving forward, can we stop getting quotes from one of the most popular Black artists of our time who willingly chose to perform for the wannabe dictator who's currently demolishing our rights? Because I feel like we shouldn't care about what he has to say about anything. Thanks so much. Great talk.
However, I do have to say a wave of fans rushed to defend him. On the other side of the spectrum, many TikTokers emphasized that Snoop Dogg never said anything negative about the LGBT community itself in this clip. He was simply concerned about explaining certain themes to young children, arguing that kids of that age wouldn't be able to understand. Some argue that people are just trying to cancel him for no reason, pointing out that his comments were taken out of context and blown out of proportion, and some even went as far as to say that folks just want to be offended and that Snoop's concern is natural for a parent navigating age-appropriate conversations. I mean, he's not wrong, let's be for real. Not what he's saying. He just didn't want to have that conversation with his grandchildren. People just wanted to be offended. He didn't say nothing offensive. I'm bi, but he has a point. Kids should be kids, not worrying about that stuff yet. He's literally right. This stuff shouldn't be in kids' movies. All he said is he didn't want to answer the question. His little son asked him because he has no clue how the F it works. That's it. He's just saying he doesn't understand, so he can't explain it. That's not him saying he hates it or doesn't want to see it. He just doesn't know how to explain it to a little kid. It should not be in kids' movies, period. I agree with Snoop Dogg.
I think some people are are just committed to misunderstanding what someone is saying. And now all of a sudden you think he just got a problem with gay people. It's not like he was like, oh, why is this in the movie? I don't want to see this. He just was like, I don't know how to explain this in the middle of a theater while people eat popcorn and nachos. I will say this though, when it comes to same gender relationships and things having to be explained, a lot of parents just don't think they have to do it. And it's like, if you don't want it to be explained in any movies that they're watching, if you don't want them to talk about it in the schools, who gonna explain it to them? Because by the time a kid is old enough to understand how opposite gender people have babies and how babies are made, then you can explain to them how two women can adopt a kid, or how two men can adopt a kid, or do, okay, IVF, and that might be a little hard to explain, but people do try to be like, oh, that's just too much for kids to understand. But you gave them the normal birds and the bees talk that you need to explain to them too, the queer birds.
The controversy has also sparked debate about perceived hypocrisy, because critics on TikTok noted that Snoop Dogg often includes this type of content in his own work, like women kissing in music videos, yet some people are calling him out for being uncomfortable with explaining similar scenarios in a kid-friendly context.
It's really crazy how Snoop Dogg is being homophobic, but he has lyrics like this. I got bitches in the living room getting it on and they ain't leaving till 6 in the morning. You think your grandkids ain't gonna listen to your music? And if you could be taught to be gay through the media, then that means people should be taught to be straight. So then that means there should be no gay people. Because for decades upon decades, there hasn't been any gay representation in television. So gay people technically should not exist. So scared, that's a crazy ass adjective to describe how you feel about watching two women kiss. Like, you never had a problem with it. You don't have a problem with it. Be fucking for real. If it's not serving you and you're not being a fucking misogynist, nasty little prick and watching and degrading and objectifying women for doing that, then get scared. Snoop Dogg is an L. He's an L. And I hate that he gotta go out this sad.
Others argue that this shows a generational gap where Snoop's experience as an artist doesn't always align with modern expectations around children's media. So as we can see here, the internet's reaction has been split for sure regarding this. Some people are insisting that Snoop Dogg should be more aware of how influential his words are, especially on social media, but others are standing by him, saying the backlash is unfair and that parents everywhere struggle with age-appropriate conversations about, sexuality and relationships. So I want to know what you guys think. Is Snoop Dogg actually problematic, or is this another case of cancel culture gone too far? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I definitely want to know. And as of now, Snoop Dogg hasn't addressed any of the backlash he's been getting. But that's it for today's video. I love you guys so much, and as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.